'cause now it is my turn. Just won't work you out.
Welcome back to Rubbing Minds. Yeah, a lot to talk about there. And of course, great to have you. If you're just joining us, we are going straight into the state of the nation this time around, and we're looking basically at some of the issues making rounds. Top burner is the state of our president, and of course, the picture circulating. For those who do not know, there is a picture of course, our leadership, and talking about the House of Rep, and of course the Senate, who took a picture. The Senate President Bukola Saraki and the Speaker of the House of Rep, Yakubu Dogara, they met with President Muhammadu Buhari, who's on an extended medical vacation, took a picture, and a lot of people are of the opinion that, well, this picture that is moving around, is it recent? Is it doctored, photoshopped? Where is our president? And I have social commentator Adetokunbo Aderibigbe in the studio with us. Hi, Adetokunbo.
Thank you very much, Oscar.
Great to have you on board. Let's touch on this very quickly. A lot of people have the opinion that why hasn't Mr. President literally come in front of a camera and say he's okay? Why the extension? The rumors of him not being with us, as in passing on, has been circulating. A lot of people are of the opinion that why the delay, and a lot of Nigerians from here have been traveling to London at taxpayers' money. Some are of the opinion that it's not necessary. Why the heavy spending on the tickets and the entourage? But there's a lot of back and forth. So what's your take on this?
Thank you very much, Oscar. It's very, very sad that 1 month into the line, we're still dealing with the issue whereby Mr. President is still in the UK. And one thing I just want to say about this is the fact that we need to give it first and foremost to Mr. President that he actually transmitted powers, that's from himself to the Vice President, which is more or less like a departure from the case when it was Yar'Adua's time. However, something very, very sad is the fact that Mr. President, I think it's quite, would I say, it's more or less like contempt, or I don't expect him to behave in such a way whereby you're actually calling people's bluff. You're not talking to the people that actually elected you there, and you prefer to even make a call with Donald Trump.
With Donald Trump, I do want to touch on that, but we have to. Some were saying that Yar'Adua's incident was a bit different because this was thought out and planned out. That was a kind of afterthought, so to speak. His intention was not to fall ill, but this was planned. He was going somewhere. So some are saying it's not even really a big deal. Why is there so much media around all of this? But the speculation is still growing, and there hasn't been any official statement that basically puts the president in front of a camera to douse the fears of Nigerians. And in a way, do you think it's too late, that whatever the president does now will have been too late, or he's just very busy focusing on how to get well?
No, I just think for Mr. President, he's meant to actually get his act right and even address his nation, where the ones that appointed him there, and he's meant to do everything to just douse our own tension. It's more or less similar to the case of a father that actually traveled abroad, and he prefers to talk to Uncle Ade. He prefers to talk to Auntie Sikira and the rest like that. And he prefers to talk to Donald Trump, and he leaves his children off there. No, Mr. President should actually get his act right, even if it means making a call as soon as possible, although there are actually talks in the paper whereby he's going to return soon. But I just think Mr. President should get his act right and address his people. Because either ways you look at it, he's losing his social capital. And those are the things that actually make an effective leader and a good leader. I just think Mr. President needs to talk to his people and open the line of communication.
If you had a direct line to Mr. President right now, what's the one thing you want him to do right now to douse the fears of people? What do you think he should do?
I think Mr. President should just set up maybe like a WhatsApp call or Skype call instead. I won't mind him doing that. I'll just advise him to just go ahead and just set up a call and tell people that he understands their anxiety. Because in a situation whereby there's a vacuum like this, it gives room for fake rumors and the rest. And that's why you see a lot of people coming up with photoshopped images of Mr. President lying in a state of, in a vegetable state, sorry to say. However, Mr. President needs to fix this by actually opening the line of communication with the citizenry.
Well, the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has been, he's been busy passing new laws. He assented to the Pensions Right of Judges Amendment Act and 6 other bills passed by the National Assembly. Some of them are the Oaths Amendment Act, the Defense Space Administration Act, the Veterinary Surgeons Amendment Act, National Film and Video Censors Board Act, and a couple of others out there. He's basically been focusing on the job at hand, and some say even getting very comfortable in that particular position. But do you think there's a particular role that the acting president should play other than in terms of dousing the anxiety of Nigerians? Or he should just face his work?
I think that brings us back to what I'm actually saying about the robust, would I say, the beauty of democracy. In 2010, circa 2010, when we had this issue of Yar'Adua, it was never like this. And we can see that even with what that's the acting president has achieved in just these few weeks, he's actually done a lot. And we need to give it again to Mr. President, that's Buhari, for actually giving him the opportunity. I'm even looking at it from the perspective of his recent visits to the Niger Delta. And we need to follow the chain of thought, the chain of reaction and his statements there. I really want to give him like a thumbs up for that. That's a very, very nice act. And you see that the production level of oil crude oil production level is increasing day by day. I think that's interesting. And it shows like the beauty of democracy, that we are no longer where we used to be. It was a different case entirely. It's 2010. It would have been a different case entirely if it were to be in 2007, 1999, 2007.
But I mean, this is 2017, and a lot of Nigerians are very anxious. The dollar is another. I mean, the exchange rate, the foreign exchange is really getting high. Some of the opinion that it could get as high as even 700 naira to the dollar, and some other implications. People are getting very tensed in terms of any action done by the government in whatever ramifications, either at the federal or state level. Case in point is the issue of Audu, who was taken for a probably very rudimentary Q&A, but everybody was so agitated about that. What do you think the future holds if we continue with this trend of half information, a lot of issues that should be addressed not being addressed head on, and just leaving room for speculation?
Okay. While I was talking about half information, mere rumors, and something that struck my mind over the course of this week is the fact whereby